Hello, readers. Today is an exciting day because we are working on using all of our strategies. That's right, we are going to do a triple check when we come to a word that we're not sure of. We will ask ourselves, does it look right? So we'll look at the first letter or first letters, the first part, and think of the sounds that they make. Then we'll ask ourselves, does it sound right? Are we trying a word from one of these groups that should be there to make it sound right? An action word where it should be, a place word where it should be, a thing word where it should be, or a person word where it should be. And we're also going to ask ourselves, does it make sense? Remember that because this is a fiction book, we're going to ask ourselves, is it in the story? And is it in the picture? I know it seems like a lot, but it'll be a fun game that we're going to play. We have to be able to give ourselves 3 checks before we can move on. Are you ready to help me out? Okay, let's revisit the book. Zots Goes to School. Abby and Zots are best friends. Zots is from outer space. I want to go to school, says Zots. How'd I do? Good? Okay. The bell rings. Zots screams. It's time to learn, says Abby says. The teacher talks. Zots burps. It's time to be quiet, Abby says. Hey, why are you giving me a thumbs down? It's time to be quiet. That makes sense. That's what she's telling him to do, right? That sounds right. I need an action word there. Right? Let me move my checks over. Oh, be quiet. Well, that's definitely not right. That does not look right because be quiet, 2 words. Here I have 1 word. It doesn't look right. I can't move on, readers. All right, let's take a look. Listen. Listen. It's time to listen, Abby says. Does that make sense? Yes. Does it sound right? Is it an action word where I need it to be? Yes. And does it look right? Listen? Yes. Ah, thank you. Readers, I can move on. I gave myself 3 checks. Yes. All right, let's keep going. The students write. Zot sleeps. It's time to work, Abby says. Hey, why are you giving me a thumbs down? That page makes sense. The students write, Zot sleeps. Yeah. I need an action word there, so that sounds right. Oh, I see. I see why you gave me the thumbs down. I don't have 3 checks, I can't move on. Sleeps. That doesn't look like the word sleeps, does it? Let me look at the first. Oh, here we have, readers, the first part. Sn. Oars. Snores. Oh. Zot snores. Would that make sense? Yes. Does it sound right? Yes. Does it look right? Yes. Do you know what snores is? That's the sound that kind of comes out when you're sleeping like this. That's what he's doing. Oh no, readers. Thanks for helping me out. Okay, I have my 3 checks. I can move on. The students read. Zots talks. It's time to focus, Abby says. The students sing. Zots hums. It's time to try, Abby says. The students paint. Zots eats. It's time to behave, Abby says. How'd I do? Good? Okay. The bell rings. Zots screams. It's time to play, Abby says. This is my favorite time, says Zots. Well, readers, that was fun. We played a little game today. When we came to a word that we weren't sure of, you stopped me. You were very smart today. Thank you. We had to ask ourselves, does it look right? Does it sound right? And does it make sense? And remember, we gave ourselves check marks for each time we were able to do one of these things. But if we didn't have 3 checks, we couldn't move on. We had to figure out that word. So that's what I want you to do today. When you go and you're off working on your independent books, I want you to give yourselves a triple check. keep this chart up, take out a pencil, and you could say, does it look right? Check. Does it sound right? Check. Does it make sense? Check. If you give yourself 3 checks, then you can move on. If you don't, then you have to use these strategies to figure out the word. Okay, can you do that? I know you can. Okay, readers, go off today and give it a try.